This is a View from the Bridge, official podcast of the Belfast Giants for kingdomofthegiants.com. Today's Tuesday, the 28th of August, 2025. My name is Patrick Smith. I'm joined by the Belfast Giants statistician David McGimsey and the local hockey legend that is Simon Kitchen. Over the next hour, we'll bring you through all the news and views of the Belfast Giants from the last week and a whole lot more besides. We're on demand on YouTube, X, Facebook, and you can listen to us through all the really good podcast providers. If you're watching live on any of the platforms, get involved in the comments in the chat box to the side. We're always watching. You may see some of your comments on screen. On this week's show, well, it was a bit of a mixed weekend for the Belfast Giants. A victory in the Cup over the Glasgow Clan, a defeat in the league against the Guildford Flames. We'll cover both of those games. Marcus Erikson is our guest. He'll be joining us shortly, and we'll go on to talk about other bits and pieces because there's 3 games in the next week, including the Cardiff Devils, the Nottingham Panthers, and the Sheffield Steelers, both home and away. For all of those, we'll talk about those and some of the events, some interesting events around the Elite League in the last couple of days. Mr. McGimsey, how's your week been?
It's been busy, Paddy. I got myself down to Guildford yesterday, so it was a very long day because it was a long drive down.
Sunday.
Yeah, sorry, just by the magic of television. Of course, this is Tuesday. So I drove to Guildford on Sunday, and I haven't quite recovered. Still jet lag, mate. 48 hours later.
It's a long way to go. How long is the drive to Guildford?
Man, usually you can do it in 2.5 hours. It took over 4 on the way down yesterday, so it was a little bit later arriving. I wasn't down to about 4:30 yesterday. I left just after 12, and then on the way back, 2.5 hours on the way back. Well, not even. 2:20, 2:30. But I listened to an absolutely brilliant podcast, Diary of a CEO, with an interview with Jurgen Klopp.
I've listened to that myself. It's very good.
It's worth listening. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's really worth listening to. Even in terms, you can apply it so much to Belfast Giants stuff in terms of his opinions on winning and losing and the importance of either. And whilst it's very important for us to try and win, you think about, and this isn't a dig, by the way, you think of the amount of years Jurgen Klopp was at Liverpool and what he actually won in terms of the amount of trophies that were available to him. And season on season, he didn't win the Premier League, but when he was at Mainz, the German team,
Mainz, yeah.
when he first went in, they were a bottom feeding team, and then he got them up in the 3rd, and then 2nd, and then he got across the line, and he built teams, and he built cultures, and he built all these things, but they didn't always win. And as long as you're taking lessons from losses, that was, it was illuminating. It was a really, really good interview.
I agree. And there's a thing, obviously being a Liverpool fan, I'm a big fan of Jurgen Klopp. And one of the things that when he left last the season before, I remember having this discussion. You get the usual crack of, what's he won. But in my opinion, he left the club in a hell of a lot better state than the club that he actually came into, and that he found. He built it into a much stronger club that went on to win the Premier League, and that's the sort of thing that a manager like that can do. And we see it from likes of Adam Keefe as well. The improvement. Yes, he's got the silverware alongside it, but it's the improvement, and it's the improvement in the organisation and the club.
I guess the one thing that was quite interesting, and they were talking about Arne Slot coming in. You are listening to View from the Bridge, but they're talking about Arne Slot coming in, and he didn't really change anything in the first season.
Yes,
and he's gone on. He's won the Premier League quite handily. And this summer, he spent 450 million quid. Changed a whole lot of things.
Lost 4 in the bounce in Premier League.
Well, when you change a lot, you have to accept that there'll be possibly a settling-in period, or some of it might not work. Some of it bad money spent. And he talked about Coutinho, selling Coutinho, giving the money to buy Becker, giving the money to buy different people. So,
yes,
it's worked anyway. They're not going about Diary of a CEO. Go listen to it if you've got time.
Very much so. Mr. Kitchen, how are you? How's your week been?
It's busy. Davy took a jaunt to Guildford. I had to go to County Wicklow yesterday to see Jasmine's Granda, and didn't realise it's a bank holiday weekend in down south. And on top of that, the Dublin Marathon was on, so everybody was on. The M50 was absolutely crazy all day. So, but yeah, we're down to see Robert for the day, and came back up last night, but a long way on that M50 when it's not moving anywhere.
Big shout to Mark Brooks, who did the Dublin Marathon yesterday.
Yeah, 4 hours and 4 minutes.
That's not bad, is it?
I was with him. That's unbelievable. For real, to be honest with you, I got from Belfast to Dublin in 2.5 hours. That was a gift.
Is it all uphill?
I was going to say, David, I was expecting Davy to go. Was he?
Yeah, but no, 4 hours and 4 minutes is definitely fantastic. I was saying it. I was with him today for a while, and he was saying he's a wee bit tender this morning.
I say it would be. Well, the you know what? It's one of those. I see a couple of lads like that are doing the Valencia half, and a lot of things they happen. You know, well done to Brooksy and doing that. Right, boys. Should we talk about a bit of hockey? The Belfast Giants undertook 2 games this weekend, and the first one was in the Cup, and the second was in the league. Unfortunately, a bit of a mixed bag of results. The first one, I find my I seem to be missing information here. No, there you go. So no, it's not working there. But it was a 3-0 win in the Cup against the Glasgow Clan. I tell you what, I'm having an absolute nightmare here today with regards to technology. The where is it? There it is. There. That you're what? It's that. Oh, we go. Let's get this working. There we go. Got it working. It's a 3-0 win over the Glasgow Clan, and then a 2-1 defeat away to the Guildford Flames. That one was in the Elite League. Let's start with that game against the Glasgow Clan, and let's get from the coaches.
That was a pretty tight game. Liked our first period. Thought we controlled the run of play there. Second period, a bit of a different story. First 10 minutes, I thought Glasgow came at us pretty hard, and we struggled to regain composure there. Jackson came up big with a couple of big saves. We get a power play. Our power play comes up big and gets us on the board, and then we follow that up with another goal to kind of get us a little bit of insurance. Third period, I thought we weathered their storm as much as we could have. I thought Jackson had another few big saves in that period, but I thought our penalty kill was fantastic tonight. 5 for 5, that's important, and then our power play going 1 for 3. In a tight scoring game like that, that's really important. So it's a big factor in the win tonight.
Yeah, it was unfortunate set of circumstances. The ferry got delayed. We got here about an hour before, and to get out of the first period 0-0 was a big win for us, to be honest. And then second period, we really got our legs going, dominated in a lot of ways, and then penalty and Belfast power play took advantage, and maybe a bad track after that. It was a little spell where they had some momentum. Our goaltender was excellent tonight. Jackson was obviously fabulous, but I give my team a lot of credit. They work really hard. They play really hard. They never quit. Unfortunately, we couldn't score. Didn't generate enough offense. We had a ton of good looks. The finish just wasn't there.
Ooh. 3-0 win for the Belfast Giants. Goals for the Giants came from JJ Pickenich, Ryan Smith, and then an empty netter from Ryan Smith as well. Your goalkeepers were Jackson Whistle and Sammy Atacalio, and your referees were Andy Dalton, and the best referee from the Northeast, as his mum always tells us, it's of course Steve Brown. And you heard there from Dave, you heard there from Corey Nielsen. Travel problems, they turned up an hour before the game, but we faced off more or less on time. And you and I had a bit of a back and forth after the first period that the game was sort of stale, and no doubt that was because you saw as well that especially that first period there was a lot of the Glasgow Clan trying to contain and trying to deaden the game.
Yeah, I think when a team comes in, we've had it ourselves a couple of times last year as well. When you're coming in, you've only got an hour to prep. Maybe you have to set up in the first period just to try and do what you can to stay alive in the game. And I think the Clan did that well. I thought we had a pretty good first period, although there was chances were few and far between. Good goaltending from them. Jackson, when he had to, was pretty good in the first period, though he didn't face very much rubber at all in the first, maybe 10 minutes. I'm not sure if he had a shot in the first 10 minutes. But then second period, the game kind of exploded a little bit. Glasgow obviously had their legs under them, came at us. And Jackson had to be really, really strong in that, and he was. And then, as I think Adam said there, we've got the power play goal. It's good when your special teams can come up with one for you. And honestly, I think I spoke to Says, I don't know whether it was today or whether it was straight after the game or on Saturday. Once we got the first goal, I felt like almost there's a pressure coming off them, and obviously followed up quickly with a second. And I know the third one came later in the game, but once that second one went behind Atacalio, I think the game was done for them. And they were happy enough to get out of Belfast and probably back on the ferry and home.
Says Davy's quoted, like, there wasn't much in this game by way of penalties. There wasn't much in this game by way of, sort of bad blood or action. It was just a professional job for the Belfast Giants to get these points that were badly needed in the cup.
Yeah, it was important to get the win for sure. When you start slow, we had no excuse to start slow, to be very honest. When you're looking at the, they might have had a little bit of a challenge with the travel because of stand line. The wind was really, really bad here. And obviously you guys weren't here, and you were in Manchester and Bristol, but it was pretty windy for sure. But welcome to our world. We've had to do that on numerous occasions, and they're professional, and all that delay for an hour, it's a load of nonsense. You should be ready to play. It's that simple. We weren't. I thought the first 10 minutes we were okay. We sort of just couldn't get going. But overall, the game, we absolutely deserved to win. Was really impressed with our goalie, Adicalio. I thought he was really good. And Jackson, in my opinion, probably had his best game of the season. He's certainly had a couple of shutouts already this year, but he hasn't really had to work too hard in those games to get those shutouts. I think it was 6-0 against Fife, and I think the other one was 8-0 against Fife. So you're coming up with a 3-0 against a really good team. Glasgow are a good team. They've had a couple of decent results already this season, but you come up with a 3-0 win against the Glasgow Clan in the cup when it's a game that you sort of have to win to keep your hopes of getting through to the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup alive. So it was important to get those 2 points, and especially in regulation time. But I thought there was a couple of good performances defensively. We were pretty strong again. Missing Gabe Bast, and obviously Rochi's been out for a while. But I thought we had a couple of decent performances. However, I still think there's a lot more in the tank that we can give. Obviously, there's still a couple of guys who are probably not feeling the puck at the minute, and they want to be on the score sheet a bit more. But that line of Smith, Conway, and Erikson again come up well, and that the Erikson is Marcus is just quality. He seems to. I said this last week. He just seems to have eyes in the back of his head. Very, very smart, and it always makes the good decision. And obviously Ryan Smith, there's Johnny on the spot twice, and one of them's from about 160 feet away. But it's
quite a strike.
Target when he gets the chance. But a big win in front of another sold out crowd, over 7,200, I think it was. And at the weekend, it's absolutely incredible. And we move on, and as I say, we moved on to the Sunday game, but to get those 2 points this Saturday for that cup run was really important.
We'll come to the Sunday game in a minute, and we'll also come to the cup situation later in the show. It was interesting to hear as well from Corey Nielsen, who made the point about Jackson's performance. Thought but Jackson was excellent. I totally agree with that. I think that Jackson's performance on Saturday night was outstanding, given that the Glasgow Clan are a good team. The fact that they've shown in the last they've got games in hand with regards to the cup, but which they're sort of driving on, but they've given a lot of different teams a lot of problems. So, and we had our own problems with them over in Glasgow. So it was really good to see that from the Belfast Giants. One more point as well, says, I just want to come back to you on this. And you mentioned about the crowd. Can I just say, whoever came up with the idea of the Hawaiian night, bravo. I think those shirts are absolutely class, and it looks like a good night.
Yeah, it was, and everybody bought into it, and there was quite a few people, turning up in a wee bit of fancy dress and big Gareth McVeigh and
I saw the flamingo.
What do you call him? Noah McVeigh. Noah McVeigh turning up with a big flamingo on. It was hilarious. Right. My eyesight's not great. I don't know if I've told you, but he's walking through the foyer, and I sort of looked over and went, "Who is that agent?" And then he just turned around, and obviously it's Noah. But great to see a few people buying into it, and it seemed to be a really good night. Everybody seemed to enjoy themselves, and look, it's something different. Obviously, it's you're coming up to that time of year with Halloween, and it's you sort of we just thought about trying to do something out of left field, and I thought it paid off. A lot of positive comments from it, and as I say, the jerseys there's a lot of people like jerseys as well, and I know they did the whole set off them for sure off the back, so they've been doing very, very well.
Yeah, well done there. I love the shirts, and like obviously a lot of like Lilo and Stitch and all going on around the rig scene and all that sort of stuff. So well done, whoever done that. Right, the highlights from this game. We're going.
Roisin and Declan got in there for one yet?
I'm going to have to get in for sort out for that.
Lily's already got the bank at that one there, so.
Yeah, that's it. I've sort of kept. I haven't really shown them yet because I think
I'm going to send pictures to Joe then.
No, absolutely not, mate. There's enough. Maybe for Christmas. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh no, it'll be planked away. It'll be planked away for another few months. Yeah.
The highlights of this were from our good friends at Belfast Giants TV. We will come back to talk about the Guildford game, but we're actually going to go straight to our guest this evening, who's waiting in the wings. Sis mentioned him just a moment ago, and he's been getting a few assists and goals in the setup. And last one is in his setup in the line with Scott Conway and Ryan Smith. Please welcome to View from the Bridge, Marcus Erikson. How are you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Joyce. Turn your phone 90 degrees if you could. That would be this. That should do it. There we go.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's start just talking about the weekend. Obviously, we've just spoke about the game against the Glasgow Clan, a 3-0 win, which was great. We're going to go and talk about the unfortunate defeat to the Guildford Flames. But your take on how this whole weekend went?
A good win on Saturday there. 3-0. I think it was a tight game. Glasgow was really good. I think we came out good in the first period, and the second period was not that good from our side. And then, we scored a couple of goals and finished it off in an empty netter. So that was good for us. And then yesterday, unfortunately, we had a loss. So it was a tough game that too, tight and. Like most of the games, we outshot the opponents, but we struggled yesterday to find the back of the net. That was, pretty much the thing that cost us the game. I think that and the special teams.
Certainly. Certainly something we'll come to when we're chatting about it later on. It must have been actually good though, for once for the game to actually go to somewhere that wasn't Scotland.
Yeah, that was an experience too. As you say, we only played the Scottish teams and 5. I don't know how many times we played them, but normally in October you haven't played a team that many times. But it was good to see another team than just Glasgow 5 or Dundee.
And Marcus, this for you, first sort of time you've played outside of Sweden. Is it good to get that little bit of variety? You'll have Scotland, you'll have Wales in a couple of weeks. You've obviously Northern Ireland to explore around too.
It's good. I feel like we played other teams so many times now. So now it's just like playing Guildford, see what they are about, how they play, and it's gonna be exciting weeks ahead of us just to see how. For me, how the league is and what the play are like, because we only played 3 out of 9 teams we're gonna play, so it's good to see something else.
Yeah, and then obviously this week with Cardiff coming in the Barn, and then a couple of big games away to Nottingham, away to Sheffield, into the big arenas. It'll be nice to see them as well.
Yeah, I played in Sheffield last year with Skellefteå on the CHL, so it was loud then. We actually lost that game, but it was a full house, great crowd. So looking forward to go back there again, and nice to see Nottingham and Cardiff too, and compete against those teams that are supposed to be in the top of the league.
Marcus, just looking around the locker room right now, and again, as you say, we're obviously yesterday's game we weren't firing on all cylinders. I thought I watched the game last night. I thought that 5-on-5 we were by far the better team. Just some, it's again a couple of struggles with finding the net on the 5-on-5. Their goalie come up, and I thought he played very well as well. But obviously when you're gripping your stick a little bit harder. Sometimes you feel a bit of pressure on you, and I'm sure the pressure is on because in the UK, is it still, are some of the guys not grasping that how important it is for points in October as well as in March?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's like every point matters. It doesn't matter now or in March. Like that's what it is. You have to win games all the time to be good in this league. They say so. Yeah, as you said too, their goal was good. Maybe we could have been better in front of his net there. Maybe be in his way so he couldn't see the shots and something like that, and be a little more, in the area around the net there, be a little bit tougher there. But I feel so far like every team is good, and obviously we are a top team too. So everyone is gonna step up when they play us too. So that's something we have to get used to and figure out, because it's not going to be that many easy games. That's what I've learned the 2 first months I've been here. Like, even if you think that we outscored 5 sometimes, but we lost 3 games Dundee, tight games. So it's just getting used to that.
And when you first came in, just over 2 months ago now, I remember speaking to you, and you were saying that a friend of yours recommended Belfast, and that friend being an ex-Giant yourself, and Ricky Palmberg. How did the move come about, and what did Ricky tell you to expect?
I don't think he said that much hockey wise. Just like that, he loved the organization and Belfast as a city, and just loved it here. But he's also a big golf guy, so I don't know if if it was a lot of the golf courses here. But he absolutely loved Belfast, and said that if you had the chance to play there, I think you should try it out. My first thought after last season was actually try to stay in Sweden and play somewhere close to my hometown, Norrköping, because not last year, but the year before, I played in Södertälje, and it's like 1.5 hours away from my hometown. So I went there by car every day, just driving back and forth every day, and I think that it worked out fine for me. And there are some teams around Norrköping where I'm from, so I reached out to them and tried to get a contract there, but didn't get any from those teams. So that's when I thought about trying Europe, and so I got an agent. I actually never had an agent, but I figured when I need to leave for another country, I thought that it was the best way for me to get a chance to play in Europe. And then I spoke to Palmer actually, and a couple of other teams, and then I spoke to Adam, and he told me about Belfast, the team, and the expectations of playing here. And I played senior hockey and professional hockey for, I don't know, I made my debut when I was 17, and so it's 23 seasons now, and I won one thing my whole career, so I want to win something with the team. That's why I'm playing, and a big part that I wanted to go to Belfast, because you don't get the opportunity to win something that many times. At least I haven't had that, and that's the best feeling you can have when you work hard with 25 guys, and the stuff and everything, and you can celebrate after a winning season. That's the best feeling ever.
You're absolutely right, Marcus. Sorry, Paddy. We were just talking about Jurgen Klopp earlier, and how Davey was listening to a podcast with Jurgen Klopp, the football manager, on the way back from Guildford on Sunday, and he was saying about the winning mentality, and winning isn't easy. You've just said it yourself. You've played for 23 years as a pro, and you've only won one title. And when you look at it that way, winning is not easy. It's everything you put into it. You can't do it yourself in a hockey team. You have to depend on your teammates and your coaches and everybody to pull you in the one direction. And obviously, everybody's, when they get the mindset of everybody wants to win, it certainly helps. But winning is not easy.
No, it's not. It's hard. So I think that we have a good chance. I think it can be good for us as a team that we actually had a struggle here in the beginning of the season too, just to find out what every player is about and learn from the mistakes we're doing now, instead of just going, everything is fine until Christmas and then we start struggling. We haven't figured out what we're doing. So it can be good to have that a little bit early on. That's what the only thing actually when we won, when we got promoted to Allsvenskan with my hometown team, Vida Hästen, that was the same for us. We struggled the first 10 games of the season, and then we just we won everything after that. So that can be good for us, and not have an easy start there and struggle a little bit, I think.
I'm quite interested in that, because obviously, and yourself and your game, because you said about the time in Allsvenskan, you've over 500 games in there with various teams. You talked about Vida Hästen, you talked about you play for Troy Lumby and a whole lot, but 23 years in the game. You're 40 years old now, Marcus. What's the actual secret to still be playing pro hockey at 40?
Oh, I don't know. I think that that's very individual, but for me, as I said before, it's now I want to win something. That's one thing that gets me keep on going. I still love the game of hockey. I don't think there is anything better than playing hockey that you can do. The games, you just have to.
What about yourself? Because I remember, sorry to interrupt, but I saw reading about somebody like Ryan Giggs at Manchester United playing football in his 40s. He used to do a lot of yoga. He used to do a lot of with regards to how he looked after his own body. What do you do to keep yourself in shape? Because don't get me wrong, I'm 45, mate. I wish I could have been playing pro sports until the age of 40, but there was not a chance.
No. Actually, I don't know. It's a funny story. Actually, I during COVID there, I almost stopped playing. I had I don't know what it could be. I think it was 3 or 4 games in the Division 2 in Sweden, with a club 20 minutes from Norrköping, and then I started working a normal job, and was I do this. I play here for 1 year because they signed me and then they gave me a job. So I started working, playing there, but then COVID came, so they shut down the Division 2, and then actually I got back to Vida Hästen, playing Allsvenskan again. And during those, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 months in Division 2, I felt like I missed something. And as you play hockey, the years go by, and I think you take a lot of it for granted. Just oh, this is gonna last forever. And then I moved on 2 divisions, and I felt oh, this is okay, but it's not the level I want to be on. And then when I got back to Vida Hästen, I find it so fun again. It was the best thing ever, and I missed it those 2-3 months. So that was a little bit like a wake-up call for me, because I think that you just keep going and don't look back and appreciate what you have. So I really needed that. And then the years after that, it just keep rolling. And I went to SHL, to Skellefteå, and they're known for their hard off season. So like in Sweden, it's a little bit different from here. So every Swedish teams, especially in the SHL, and all the guys are work out together in the summers. So you're there working out 5 days a week, and they're known for hard off-season workouts. So I feel like that year actually helped me even more, just to have to work out at the highest level of Sweden, and then play at the highest level last year too. And then I don't have like yoga or anything. Actually, I never warm up. I don't stretch almost anything. So
Davy's going to come in on that. Davy's going to come in on that.
So yeah, I think it's individual. Like I said before, you have to just find your own way to feel good. I feel like when you're 40, you pretty know what your body needs and what it can do. So yeah, I just try to work out hard in the summers, and then just keep the mind happy and the body happy, and nothing special there actually.
We had a guy played here. Oh, when did Alfie play? Over 10 years ago. Maybe a dozen years ago, 12 years ago. It was when
10 or 11 years ago.
Calvin Elfring, an absolute Rolls Royce of a defense man, never stretched. Seen the boys stretch, and was like losers, stretching for losers. And he was Alfie was different level. But just one thing we were talking about there, Marcus. Simon talked earlier on, winning's hard. We've came up against a bit of adversity so far. Got some guys maybe just not feeling it yet. And then you saying about going away during COVID and maybe getting close to retiring, and then realizing that actually this is the greatest job in the world. You get paid to play hockey, and that has to make you happy. And like as that sort of veteran leadership role that you bring as well, you have to remind these young guys that the most important thing you can do every day is go out on there with a smile on your face.
Yeah. I agree. It's actually like that. That's the mindset I have now. That of course I'm 40, so I don't have that many years left, and I had a couple of good friends actually had to quit playing hockey because of the concussions and things. And they're just saying that as long as you think it's the most fun thing to do in the world. And you feel like your body and mind is up to it. Just keep on playing as long as you can, because when you're done, you're done. There's no going back. And I'm gonna have a normal job afterwards, but I'm gonna try to do this as long as I can, and as long as I think that it's the most the greatest thing to do. That's my mindset into it, and just trying to enjoy the few years I have left, because it's not many.
100%.
Marcus, is there when you say a normal job, is there what's your view on a normal job? What is there something that you maybe want to go into when you do hang the skates up?
I don't know, actually. I haven't figured that out yet. That's why I'm keep on playing. But
coaching.
No, but that's actually one thing on my mind. I would love to stay in hockey. That's the one thing I've been doing my whole life. So, of course, that's something I know. And then we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but that's something I'm thinking about. Otherwise, I don't have a big plan now. I wanted to be a pilot actually, but maybe that's too late now too.
No, it's never too late.
Always
too late.
No.
Never too late.
So
Never
too late. We will see. I don't know actually, but like you said, like coaching or. Working with young hockey players, maybe like a skill coach or anything like that. That's something I'm thinking about. We will see what the future brings when I quit.
I know you're looking forward, but you must be looking forward to seeing your wife and kids. They're coming into the Belfast soon. You must be looking forward to seeing them for the first time in a few months.
Yeah, of course. That's like the hardest part about this is being away from them. Now I'm fortunate to have pretty old kids. My daughter is 19, so my son is 16. So it's actually just the wife and the daughter that is coming because my son needs to go to school. So yeah, it's gonna be good to see them actually and not just talk over the phone and see them on FaceTime and things like that. So yeah, 2 weeks now, and then they're here for almost 2 weeks. So that's making the normal life come back again for me.
That'll be great. And like one last question for ourselves, Marcus, before we let you go.
Yeah.
You've been here for a couple of months now. In and around Belfast. Any highlights?
I don't know. I haven't seen that much actually. I've been downtown a couple of times, but not. I haven't explored it that much. I'm thinking about going. There should be some like great nature park up north. I think my wife is. She loves
Causeway and that sort of stuff.
the outdoor life and hiking and things like that. So maybe take her for something like that. Otherwise, I don't have that many things that I've done. I've been visiting some golf courses. I don't play myself, but I've been walking with a couple of guys. So yeah, just a nice city. I think everything I've seen so far and nice people. So I really enjoyed my time here in Belfast so far.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Marcus, we really do appreciate your time. Big week. Three games in the next few days. So we wish you well with those, and no doubt we'll chat to you again further down the line. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's goal time. It's show time. It's goal time. The whole time. Scoring goal time. Let them know time. It's goal time. The whole time. Scoring goal time. Let them know time.
Huge thanks to Marcus Erikson for joining us. Really interesting to get that insight, and for a fellow who's played the game for, as he said, 23 years professionally, which is absolutely remarkable, especially in the Allsvenskan level in Sweden. We'll no doubt we'll come back to that in a short while. What we're going to do now is we're going to hit this game against the Guildford Flames. It was a 2-1 win for the Guildford Flames over the Belfast Giants in the first visit of a league domestic competition that was outside of Belfast or of Scotland. Let's hear from the coaches after the game.
Yeah, huge win for us. We needed that after last night. We felt like we deserved the point at least last night. And big win on home ice. And that was a really, really good performance from every single player on our team tonight.
It was a tight one. I thought 5-on-5, we did enough to be in that game and find ways to lead that game. Obviously, we didn't do enough to make sure we got back into that game or won that game. But we lost that game in special teams. Our power play didn't get much tonight. And then PK just didn't get it done tonight. We're -2 in that category. I think it was a couple of slashing calls and then too many men to kind of lose us the game there. And that's unfortunate. I thought we were okay tonight, but if we want to make sure that we get that win tonight, we have to be better than okay. We have to compete through Guildford, you got to credit them. They played hard. You could tell that was a team that lost the lead there in a minute with a minute left against Sheffield last night. They were competing. They were blocking a ton of shots. They were making it very difficult to get the second pucks around the net, and we just didn't. And then I thought we created enough to score maybe on the first look, but their goaltender was very good. I thought, especially early on, in the first period there, we gave up some looks, and Gravy stood tall as well. So, I thought that was a real game of special teams that we lost, and that's a fact. but that's going to happen from time to time. We got to find the willpower to compete through the heavy stuff there and find a second look around the net and make sure that we get more than one goal. I mean, it's going to be tough to win games with one goal.
Firstly, I didn't realize Andrew Hemmings was on the beat. It was on the bench there at Guildford. I remember him playing for the Flames in the Premier League when he came up and played. Didn't know he was out. Didn't have much to say either. It was basically, thanks lads, that was great, and then went on to Adam Keefe, sort of breaking down the game. But of this game, the Guildford Flames goals came from Gosselin and from Jackham for the Belfast, both on the power play. For the Belfast Giants, it was JJ Picanich. It was Alexis Gravel against Justin Fazio in nets, and your referees were Andrew Miller and Oliver Truswell. Says we battered them, like we actually battered them up and down the ice, and the frustration, the real frustration. You heard it from Adam Keefe there. A power play goal on a too many men call. That's what won the game.
Yeah, it was a disappointing end of the game, and obviously the scoreline as well. But I said it when I was talking to Marcus there. 5-on-5, I thought we were excellent.
By far better team.
When you don't take your chances, it can get back to bite you in the ass, and that's exactly what happened. I thought Gravy played really well. He made a number of really good saves, and we have a tendency to make goaltenders look good. When you're not getting in front of them enough, and you're not, you're hitting the middle of the net, and he's standing there. His shot count goes up. I think we had something like 38 shots. 38, 39 shots, something like that on their goalie, and we just didn't make him work hard enough. And I don't think he needed to, but obviously you get that go-ahead goal just into the second period. The JJ's probably arguably been our best player this year so far. Obviously, he got the AVFTB Player of the Month last month, and he'll be mentioned thereabouts again for this one, I would say. But when he gets that goal and assist to Kawaguchi and Godet, you're sitting thinking, okay, that's a good start to the period. Let's keep it going. And then 3-4 minutes later, those guys get the power play and get the goal. And it's disappointing to, you want to get those, you want to win those tight games. You want to, this early in the season, you're going to Guildford. Last year, pretty sure we were 6-0 against Guildford. I think we played them 6 times in the league and we beat them 6 times. And it was, we not so much beat them, we dominated them. So, again, missing out with Basti wasn't there, and obviously Roche, we talked about, he's been out long term. So it was a hard one to take. I think Alan will be probably a bit disappointed with it, not getting, putting the puck in the back of the net. I think that the boys will be feeling that one, and it's a difficult one to give up for sure. As you say, too many men on the ice, and it's a wide open too many men on the ice. I was talking to Davy today about it, and I actually went back and watched it, and yeah, we've got 6 guys out there for what seems like half an hour. So it's a long time to have them out there, and the linesmen not to be able to catch it. But they ended up getting the man advantage and going on and punishing us with it, and that's exactly what you're looking for. When you get those chances, you're wanting somebody to basically to punish the team that coughs up a penalty like that.
Davey, you said you were down there, you were at the game. There must have been real frustration there at the way that went down.
Yeah, I just think on the night, whilst we had plenty of shots and opportunities, we maybe didn't get set up in the ozone as much as we'd like. We weren't getting those long shifts and secondary goal scoring opportunities. There was a lot of one and done, getting into the ozone, getting a shot, not getting a rebound, and then it's chipped down the ice and you're having to reset and go again and try and get in. And Guildford played spoiler really well. I think Simon said there with some 37 shots to 17. We did outchance them, but unfortunately the 2 special teams have gone against us. It's a nice snap pass across the crease in a one-timer. Nothing Alexis Gravel can do. And the second one, they're able to walk the bottom of the circle and shoot it in over the blocker side, I think it is. But I think the guys will feel as bad for Alexis Gravel as anything, because he turned away everything that was put at him. He gave us an opportunity to win. It's what you want your goaltender to do, especially when you're on the road. And just unfortunately on the night, we just couldn't get that second goal whenever we were 1-0 up. And there were chances there, that's for sure. And you only need to look at the shot charts and stuff to see how how dominant we were in terms of opportunities. But it's a funny little rink and a funny little bench setup. Simon, have you played there before? The rink at least. It's a tight little bench to get on and off there. One quick miscommunication and somebody jumps on when they're not supposed to. They're waiting for their guy to come off. You think the whole line's gone and somebody's gone, and it's somebody will hold their hands up, and it's just been a mistake and a miscommunication. And unfortunately, it's gone down, as Adam said as well. There's a couple of slashing calls that went against us as well. A couple on Saturday night as well, slashing calls. And, those little calls that sometimes that little bit of puck luck. There's one I can't remember. That's not it. That's JJ's goal. There's one in the third period where goalie makes a save and he drops it and it's rolling into the net. I think it might even be JJ pokes it in, scores the goal, but the referee on the side of the puck and blew it up momentarily before it crossed the line. That little bit, Simon talks about it often. That little bit puck luck that you need that went against us on the night, and it is what it is. If you're going to lose a game and Guildford lose it now because we're 3 games in the league and it's not desperate stakes or anything there, we just need to start finding that a wee bit more frequently when we're doing and taking those opportunities when they come along. Looking after our goaltender.
A word for Guildford there says as well. They went into Sheffield, ran Sheffield close 4-3, lost in Sheffield the night before, came back down and then take the win against us. We talk about the different time. These are the first time we're really seeing these sides, because I'll be honest with you, when they're not playing the Belfast Giants, don't take that much interest until we're coming up against them. Like we'll talk about Cardiff and stuff in a bit, but same with Guildford, decent outfit. Like, yes, I thought we dominated this game, but I always thought that Guildford were pretty dangerous.
Listen, they're a good team. They've been a good team now for the last few years. Obviously, 2 years ago they run us close with regards to the league. Actually, is that 3 years ago now? Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. They run us close regarding the league, and they've got some good, real good players this year. They brought back Jamal Watson, who was one of the defensemen of the year a few years ago, and then he went away playing in Austria and Germany. He's absolute quality, and they've got some really, really good players. And look, they know how to play in their building. They want to give themselves a chance to win. Davey just mentioned it there. Their goaltender played very well, and we did try and make him look like an NHL goalie at times. But it's a dingy wee rink, and what Davey said. I played back there. I think it was '94, and I got knocked out by a guy called Paul Thompson, not the Paul Thompson in Cardiff now, but cross-checked me in the side of the head. I don't remember anything about it. One thing I do remember is an absolute idiot, and I played the next night in Oxford, which didn't help my headache. But it is a
different days, different times.
It's unbelievable. But
working Monday morning,
I was, mate. I definitely was working the Monday morning. But it's at the end. I know the boys will be hurting off that one last night. But the bottom line is that they haven't got time to dwell on the past, and there's nothing to be done about Sunday's game now. But when you're looking forward to tomorrow night's game against the Cardiff Devils, it's going to be a tough ask. And, these games are going to come thick and fast now. We've got Cardiff, Sheffield, and Nottingham in the next 3 games. Ultimately, without being disrespectful, the 3 biggest teams in the league apart from us. So, it's going to be very, very tough. Nobody's going to hand it to us. I mentioned it when we were talking to Marcus. It is not easy to win. We've been very, very successful over the last number of years and been very... Yeah, we've been lucky, but we've been very good as well. But this big weekend or this next 6 days, ahead of us is massive. It's absolutely massive, and it all starts on Wednesday night against the Cardiff Devils. So a big performance is needed. The boys are going to have to step up. Yes, it's been a difficult, wee bit of adversity so far this season. Marcus was touching on it there, but we have a good team. We've got good players as well. So, hopefully they can turn up tomorrow night and we'll get this result and get a positive one against the Cardiff Devils.
David, what was your assessment? Obviously, of Guildford. Obviously, we talked about Justin Fazio in nets, had a decent game. There's a lot of experience there that have good experience within the elite league. We know about Travis Brown, we know and what he's had there. With Cole Olley's played, Lewis Hook, Josh Waller. These are guys who know how to play in this league. And Sis has mentioned Jamal Watson's got away, come back into the league. Really, really good D-man. Guildford are going to cause problems in this league.
Yeah, and a couple of players out injured too, still to come back in there. So, yeah, they're a good side. Obviously lost Ryan Tate, so they lost that little bit of speed. They've lost Daniel Tedesco over the last couple of years as well. So, but they've replaced well. Paul Dixon,
Tyler Bush coming in from Cardiff, you know what I mean?
Paul Dixon has been there, done that, knows how to win, knows especially to win at home and what he's got to do. The longer these guys all coach against each other, Corey on Saturday night, Adam and him know each other's game inside out. Paul Dixon and Adam know each other's game inside out. So these become master, chess grandmaster pieces here. There's a lot of games within the game. There's a lot of tactics going on there, just complete on the fly. And, they're a difficult team to beat down there, and we've got to go there another few times yet. And you'll want to be coming away there with more points than you don't come away with. So there'll be opportunities to get our revenge, I'm sure, along the road.
Absolutely right. The highlights from that game from Guildford Flames TV. My good friend Anthony Russell on comms, which I very much enjoyed. Did you catch up with him, Davey? He says he was going to give you a shout.
Met him last night for the first time, signed his laptop for him. So.
Good lad, it's Anthony. Good lad, it's Anthony. But yeah, you get that from Flames TV on YouTube.
I want you to be here. I want you to be here on the street. 'Cause this is our time.
We played Manchester away on the 3rd of January, so I've got a bit of a decision to make. Am I coming home to watch the Friendship Series, which I actually really want to come home and watch, or am I sticking around here to watch us play away in Manchester? We'll see where we get to after Christmas. It's some interesting stuff from around the league. Especially when you come to talk about the challenge. Let's talk about the Challenge Cup. We talked about Challenge Cup in the format last week. Sheffield and Coventry. Wiggy, Davey. Sheffield and Coventry have qualified for the semi-finals. Nottingham have solidified their position in the elimination game. With our own, that's eliminated Cardiff, eliminated Manchester, and eliminated Guildford. With regards to our own group, it's far from done yet. Belfast top the group, 11 games played, 15 points on the board. Dundee, 9 games played, 13 points on the board. Glasgow, 9 games played, 10 points on the board. 5 for out. I think the basic premise is that we've got 1 game left against Dundee in a week or so. Win that game, and we're on 17 points. And I think that basically puts us from what I can see, it puts us in the semi-final, because should Dundee win the remainder of the other 2 games that they have against the Glasgow Clan, that would put them on 17 points. But the tiebreaker is regulation wins, and we would have more than them because we've got 6 currently to their 3, so they wouldn't have enough. So says the actual premise is beat Dundee into the semis.
And we'll not be concentrating on that until we have these games out of the way against Cardiff, Sheffield, Nottingham, whoever else we play. But I think it's the 9th, isn't it? We play them.
Yes,
at home.
It's wild.
Look, we'll deal with it when we come to it. It's an important game. We want to be in with a chance of win of the Challenge Cup. We've won it 5 times in the last 7 years. It's a trophy that Adam would certainly again want to be keeping in Belfast. So it's an important game. Marcus has already mentioned we've been beaten 3 times by Dundee this year already. They've sort of had our number, but I think it's time that the next time we beat them that we're going to be ready for them, and it's going to be in front of more than likely another sold out crowd at the SSE Arena. So I'll be looking forward to it. And the way the group stages, I know you were trying to start an argument in the WhatsApp group earlier on, but I couldn't care less. Yeah, I couldn't care less. You're all wholesome and light when you're basically doing all your hosting on the webcast, the podcast, and then when it gets to WhatsApp groups, you're trying to get me and Davey fighting against each other. Isn't that right, David?
I'll tell you what, the thing that created the biggest fight today was definitely finding out the club are no longer chocolate biscuits. That was one of the biggest things that Sid phoned me straight away. Didn't even reply on WhatsApp, just phoned me. What?
I seen him, but as soon as I seen it, I'm going, he's put that in the wrong group. He's obviously meant to say somebody else. And then I seen Paddy saying what, and I had already been on the phone to you, and I'm going, what are you on? You're going to have to tell everybody now what it's about. Like
the orange ones were never chocolate biscuits. The mint ones most definitely were.
So, for a chocolate biscuit to be regarded as chocolate, it has to have more than 20% chocolate cocoa. And apparently, the price of this has gone through the roof. So it's now a chocolate flavored biscuit. So some less than 20% chocolate, but added sugar to give the sweetness to it. But the clubs, both mint and the higher spec orange biscuit and the penguin, are no longer chocolate biscuits. They're chocolate flavored biscuits. Disgraceful. Much better than going over the Challenge Cup, to be fair.
Once I had that conversation with you, I brought it up in the office, and the conversation was along the lines of, but sure, there's only a little bit of chocolate around the outside, so it's not 100% biscuit anyway. So is that the 20% off the biscuit?
We're talking about the chocolate portion of the biscuit, Simon.
I know we are, but that's
you could argue that, you know, what percentage of chocolate does it need to be a chocolate biscuit? Yeah, is it a wafer biscuit?
No, they do. I said that to you earlier on. They do this new club wafer in Belfast. I don't think it's reached.
See what we're doing here. See what we're doing here, Paddy.
It is sensational. I will. The next time I'll buy you one. The next time you're home.
Belfast Giants.
Yes, it's definitely worthwhile. Very, very pleasant.
So we don't play the Challenge Cup game for another couple of weeks, so we'll worry about it then.
Fair enough. What will end up being is that Sheffield Steelers more or less solidified top seed, despite the fact that they only played 10 games.
No, 9 2/3.
9 2/3. Well, this was the other thing that was going on. The game that they played on Saturday against the Manchester Storm that took place at Altrincham was called off after 2 periods due to problems with the ice. Reading the actual report on the Elite League site about it, what got me is, so I'll read you what it says. Game 49 was abandoned after 2 periods due to issues with ice at Planet Ice Altrincham. After an hour and 45 minutes of attempting to repair the ice, the rink staff informed the Elite League it would not be possible to make the ice surface playable within a reasonable time frame in order to complete the game, and the game was therefore abandoned. As 2 full periods have been played, according to the IHL rules, the result stands at Manchester Storm 1, Sheffield Steelers 2. An hour and 45 minutes. Well, I've not seen what the crowd were like after an hour and 45 minutes of waiting for the third period to start.
Well, you would have been beyond blocked to start, but there was I seen a guy change man.
Do you know what? Not in Manchester. Do you know how long it takes to get a drink at that bar?
I seen a guy on the app formerly known as Twitter today, saying that he's a uni hockey player and he plays in Altrincham, and he could have told them 1 hour and 45 minutes earlier, this game isn't going ahead. So they should have even made the play in their speedos and just like play water polo or something for the marbles, but.
I see that more or less the Manchester Storm have come out. By the way, we've got a somewhat of a soundboard. The back end, so I can actually play the statement klaxon. We have a statement. The Manchester Storm have come out with a statement, more or less saying that it was beyond their control and that it was a problem with regards to Planet Ice, and that they are going to. Any further communication will be after consultation with Planet Ice. So they're aware that people came from Sheffield and people came to watch this game. Whether there be any sort of recompense for those fans, I'm not so sure. Terms and conditions, I guess, on the ticket will say whether anybody who's watching, be it at the rink or on the website or on the webcast, will get anything back. I would be surprised if that actually does happen, because if you go to like cricket matches, whatever, there's a minimum amount of game that you get to watch before you're entitled to any refund or no refund. This game has been called at 2 periods as a 2-1 win for the Sheffield Steelers. So we'll see after that what the case is and where they are. Anyway, 2 games for the Belfast Giants. 3 games for the Belfast Giants between now and Sunday. We play the Cardiff Devils on Wednesday night, 7 p.m. First game of the first visit that they will have to the SSE Arena before on a bit of a road swing we face the Nottingham Panthers away on Friday night, Halloween night at 7 p.m. at the NIC, and then up the road to the Sheffield Steelers, 7 p.m. on Saturday at Sheffield Arena. Davey, we've been waiting for a couple of months now, and now we've got 3 big hitters in quick succession.
Yeah. Again, that's a statement. Is there a question?
Yes. Are you looking forward to these games, David?
Oh,
and
of course.
What sort of challenge will they provide for this team, considering the 2 months that we've had?
It'll let us see where we're at as a team now as well. We've had, we've had some decent fixtures. We've struggled against Dundee. We've had games in Fife we haven't won. We've lost to Guildford. These will be big challenges. Cardiff Devils are a heavy hitting team. We know that the Panthers have been a little bit up and down. I know Sheffield have topped their group in the Challenge Cup, but can also be got at in the league a wee bit. So it's too early to say it. Me and Simon said this a lot towards the tail end of last season. The Belfast Giants turn up. They're the only team we should be worrying about, and it's just whether this team turns up. Obviously, we'll talk about it again. Josh Roach has been out. Sam Jones missed at the weekend. Kieran Long's been playing on D there and doing a really good job. Marcus is having to be spotting in there between Laker and West last night because Longer's playing on D. Who else was out last night, Simon? We mentioned earlier. Oh, Gabe Bast obviously missing. And so let's just hope the Belfast Giants will start with Wednesday night. We'll not worry about Friday and Saturday until Thursday, but hopefully get that big win. I'm sure there'll be a big crowd expected in Belfast tomorrow night, Simon.
You're on mute, Simon.
Yeah. There's not many tickets left. It's close to a sellout. It's a big week in Belfast we've got 180 of the top executives and general managers and COOs of the European hockey clubs all coming to Belfast this week. So there's some big hitters coming in. So we're hoping to put on a big game in front of a big crowd and showing and basically putting out there to the other teams all around Europe that Belfast is a major hockey town now, and hopefully that comes across with them. And again, most importantly, hopefully we get a result.
I'm actually just looking. Where was the last time Paul Thompson brought a team into the SSE Arena?
Would have been
the Steelers.
It would have been the Steelers.
Yeah, it would have been the Steelers.
2017.
17 was it?
Oh, nearly. It was 2019. He was. He left. Well, I don't know. I'll have to check. It might have been 2018. No, sorry, it would have been 2018. He left on the 1st of October, 2018, to be replaced by Tom Barrasso.
You say didn't give him long at the start of that season, like.
No, but then he got it. Then he got it. But he went from there to do a job in the DEL, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. But he didn't. He was gone on I forgot how quick that was. He was gone on the 1st of October.
I don't think we said him that year at that point.
No,
I think it was the year before.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's 2018. Sorry, 2018 since Paul Thompson last. So 7 years since Paul Thompson last brought a team in, and he was bringing in his Cardiff Devils side. It'd be interesting to see what they bring, considering the start that they've had the season. They had a 4-point weekend this past weekend. So right on that then. Like I say, those games. We got Cardiff at home, 7 p.m. on Wednesday night. Get yourself down to that, or follow it with the boys on Giants TV. And then 2 away games if you're not traveling to those. You got Friday against Nottingham Panthers. Join Jono and the guys for that. And then on Saturday, 7 p.m. at Utah's Arena for the Sheffield Steelers. Enjoy JJ Fernley on Steelers TV for that. Any other business, my friends? Davey, you want to go first?
Yeah, I've got a picture there, Paddy, that it sent across to you.
Yes, I've jumped
just another little bit of sad news with this is Patricia Finnerty, Ryan Finnerty's mum, sadly passed away there just about a week ago. So I think there's a picture there.
I did have a picture there. There you go.
That's Ryan's mum. So just on behalf of everyone here at AVFTB, and if we can be as bold to say on behalf of all the fans of the Belfast Giants and even those involved with the club, we'll pass on our condolences to Ryan and his family and friends on the sad passing of his mother.
And there was a minute's silence on Sunday, the game at Altrincham for that. So yeah, pass our condolences on the Finnerty family, to Ryan and all involved there. Simon, from you.
Yeah, it's not sort of on the same theme, and it's, you know, we did this last week for Rickard, and another giant has left us, Martin McGowan. I still can't believe this. I remember we were standing outside Zug in the start of September. He would never pass you. He would never ever pass you. Always stop for a chat. Always, you know, always a smile on his face. And our condolences go out to Martin's family and friends and Giants fans thinking about him. You know, it's just so sad that we've lost two Giants fans in such a short space of time. Obviously, Rickard last week, and I was talking to a couple of his friends in the bar on Saturday night, and they were saying, you know, how important, and they were really appreciative of your words last week, Paddy, from all of us, obviously. And this week, as I say, we've lost Martin, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Martin, his family, and any of his friends as well, and he'll be sadly missed.
Another great character around the rink, and you know, a staple of the fan base. You always see Martin about, and it's going to be very strange going when I get back home for games and not seeing some of these guys about. But our thoughts and condolences go to Martin's family and the friends and all who go to games and all that sort of with them. So more sad news. Is there anything else, boys? Is that us? Are we all done? Well, in that case, then we'll just wrap up this show. Big thanks to Marcus Erikson for coming and joining us. Those games at home to Cardiff and away, Nottingham and Sheffield. You get all the details on the Elite League website about that. At AVFTB on Twitter for us. You can get us on Facebook, YouTube, all the normal sort of stuff on X. Good to see you, boys. Thanks for joining us as always this week, and wherever you are this weekend. We hope you enjoy your hockey. We'll catch you here next time on A View from the Bridge.
Dashing up against the